Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Carlos Whittaker podcast, but not just another episode. This week, we're going back in with my mom. And last week was just a tease because this week, she really lets you into her heart, just where she's at. And it's a very tender episode. So I just appreciate you caring for it with the tenderness that it deserves. My mom is my hero, and there's not a lot more I want to say. So why don't you sit back and let us talk a little bit more about what grief looks like, what her heart looks like, what it really means to care for widows, the elderly. What does it feel like to feel unseen? I think this episode is going to mean a lot. See you on the other side. You know, we were talking about your crocheting, and it's so funny how everything has a beginning and everything has a story. Like if I wouldn't have stopped and asked you, so when did you start crocheting? I never would have known that you actually started crocheting so that you could get a dining room table. That is the craziest story. And I just think to myself, like it's so important
to talk to people.
Yeah, well, not even people. You're my mom, right? So like I'm constantly, telling people, for those people listening right now, like the other morning, Heather and I were camping, and I met a nuclear plant manager in the campsite next to me, and before you know it, the guy's like telling me about his life and how he can't turn his brain off, and ever since he's retired, he still acts like he's a nuclear plant engineer to his wife. And so everything's like high stakes and high stress. And then I'm like, oh, and then I start telling him about my next book. And he's like, oh my gosh. And, we're sitting there and like, we knew so much about each other. We changed phone numbers. He's texting me photos. And I know all this stuff about this guy. But sometimes I think it's the people right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like my mom, who's right across the street, that I'm like, that is something. I'm 52 years old, making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at your house right now as I'm talking. And I never knew that story. And then, so it's like, those are the things that live on. These stories that if I wouldn't have asked you that, I probably never would have known that story. Until heaven, one day you'd be able to tell me that story. I never would have known that story. And I think of Dad, and I think of like, well, I know the stories. And then I know the stories that he wouldn't stop telling once he got dementia. The same ones, Gaia Diaz y Melendez, right? So it's like everyone has heard that story. And so, do you just came back from California. You were there for a month. Like, your dad's still alive. Your dad.
Yeah.
Does he tell you stories?
Yeah, he tells me stories.
Like what's a story that he would have told you? He's 97?
97 years old.
97 years old. And so he's one of the only 97-year-olds probably most people know, and he's rich with stories. So it's like, this actually makes me, like, I did record a podcast with him, and I asked him some stories, but I feel like I probably could have recorded 20 hours.
Yeah, probably. Sometimes he's talking to me, and I'm thinking, I need to be recording this. But I don't want him to stop.
Like what kind of stories would he tell you now? Is there something that he has told you recently that you're like, I never knew that?
Yeah. Well, this is nothing to do with this, but getting out of a bar with him and a friend, and they got out, and both of them, they did not know where they were going. They knew they were going home, but how do we get there? And he said, I remember just having a beer too. I said, well, somebody must have put something in your beer.
Yeah.
It was like we did not know how to get home.
Huh.
And I'm going, oh, wow.
So somebody roofied him back then.
That's what my thought is.
Somebody drugged him back then.
Yeah.
Does he enjoy telling these stories?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell?
Oh, yes. He likes to talk and talk and talk.
Why do you think he enjoys telling the stories?
I don't know.
Okay. Why do you enjoy telling me the story of the...
Because you ask.
Okay. But what? How did it make you feel telling the story?
Made me feel seen. Made me feel like you're interested in...
Did it do anything as far as like, was it fun in your heart to remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was enjoyable, maybe is more the word?
Yeah, it was.
It's like, so even more so for your dad, who's 97, a generation older than you,
Yeah.
when he tells these stories, it allows him to feel like maybe, oh, I'm still valuable.
Yeah.
I'm still, you know, you know, and you've just had a surgery on your foot, but you still drive, you're still mobile, you still travel to California. You can still make yourself seen. This is deeper than even I thought my head was going to go. But you can still, because you're mobile, you can still make yourself seen. You can still go to the Y. You can go to whatever you do at the Y, water aerobics. You can fly to LA. You can be with your siblings. You can, but your dad is at the age now where he really can only be seen by, he can't really make himself seen. You know, it's like convicting to me. I'm like, well, you know, I need to, once a week, I don't know if he wants to talk to me in English, but FaceTime him for like 5 minutes.
That would be good.
You know, and then that probably for him would even be like even more gigantic, right? Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because his grandson, who, you know, I mean, again, we lived on the opposite side of the country from my grandparents. So I saw them at Christmas or on summer vacation, or so I didn't have this like grandpa, like going to the farm, grandpa's farm, and him teaching me how to fish kind of relationship. But that doesn't mean that I can't allow him the honor these last few years of his life.
He would love that.
And again, why do you think he would love that?
Because you're making time for him. And he knows how involved and busy you are. And
he does.
Yes, he does. So by his grandson from far away making time to FaceTime him.
Okay.
That would be, I mean, oh, wow.
So, okay, that's that. Now that I've said it on my podcast, then I have to do it. So I'm going to do that. But, okay, so then you're 72. 3? 1? 1952.
2.
You just
73. I just turned 73.
Oh, so you're young. But at 73, now you're older. I was just looking at photos of the table that we talked about on last week's episode of the crocheted. It was white. It was a white crocheted tablecloth that you had on the table.
Oh, it was, the tablecloth was there.
I found it. I found the photo.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm actually going to see if I can find it for you. And so as I'm looking at the photos, I'm like, oh my gosh, like my mom's right. Like,
you probably saw me crocheting it, but you were busy, your kids. Yeah.
That's it right there.
That's it. Oh my gosh.
You can really see it there. Here I am on a 1989 cordless phone. But look how young you are.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so what was that sigh? Oh, look, and there's you with your new crochet thing. So when you sighed right there, when you saw your young self?
I was so young.
Yeah. What does that make you feel?
It made me feel, wow, what a young girl. I was young. I mean, I had you guys young.
Yeah, you were young. And that
I was 21 and 23 years old when you guys were born.
so you were 21 and I was
I was 20 when you were born, but almost 21.
Oh, you weren't even 21.
I was not even 21.
So
when
that
you were
means
born.
that means at that I was probably 17 in that picture. So 37.
16, 17, yeah, in my
37 and 38.
mid-30s.
You were 13 years younger than I am now. And so now you're 72.
3.
And now you find yourself sitting on the precipice of like, oh, well, Dad passed away this year. You're sitting in his chair. You're crocheting. And you felt seen when I asked you about just about the crocheting. That was a simple question. So people that are listening that have parents that are now, they're not 97 like grandpa and stuck, but you're still like, well, life is different. It's quieter. How important is it? Simple little visits like this.
Oh, gosh. It makes my heart joyful.
Yeah. Even if it's 5 minutes?
Even if it's 5 minutes. Even if it's 5 minutes.
Even if
Santos has been calling me, and I thought that it was...
Hold on, before you finish, who's Santos?
Oh, Santos. My next to the youngest grandsons.
My nephew.
Yes. He has a phone, and on weekends, when he's with his friends, he just calls me, FaceTimes me, and wants me to say hi to his friends. I mean, and I thought, is your dad around? Oh, no, he's not.
Wait, he's just calling you without Eddie?
Without Eddie prompting him or anything. He just calls and FaceTimes me, and just for a little bit, just 3, 4, 5 minutes, and shows his friends, this is my Lita, say hi to Lita. And I say, hi, and that's it. And he's been doing that lately, And
how does that make you feel?
And that makes me feel good.
It does.
Yeah. It makes me feel good. It's just little things like that. He's not taking too much time out of his having fun. And so it means a lot.
And obviously, right, I think, right, I'm 52. Yeah. And, now my kids are gone. Not gone, but they're married and about to be married, and Lasaia's trying to move out. And so, Heather and I we're camping
by yourselves
alone.
more.
We're by ourselves more. We're together. We're having this new romance where it's just us two, and we're not falling in love, but it's just like, oh, we're having a good time with each other. But like this morning, I was in a meeting, and now I'm in the middle, like at the highest point of my career, right? Like I'm like working, and I'm like I got busy in business and money and employees, and I'm like I'm not retired. I'm like not crocheting on a chair. I'm in a different season. But this morning, Sohaila FaceTimes me when I left. Phil, I saw a missed call, and I was like, oh no. No. And so like I FaceTime her back, and she doesn't answer. And I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, I bet this is how my mom feels. Like if she ever sees a missed call from Eddie or me or something, and then you call back, and then we're on to the next thing. Oh, I missed. But then she called me back. And then my heart was like, and then we talked about nothing for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. She's like, oh, I'm driving Gatlinburg. And she hung up, and I was like, that made my day. Like that made my whole day. So, but Sohaila, she's not thinking about that. She's not thinking that's going to make her dad's day. She's not thinking when, if she sees you, that's not going to make your day. But like those tiny little moments of seeing people closest to you really matter.
Yeah. Because at one point, those kids, when they saw you, they would light up. They would light up. I mean, you light up too, but it meant something for them to see you.
Probably because you were their source.
Yes, and now they have their own lives. They're just going about and calling, and you go, oh, he calls.
Yeah.
He called. She called.
Yeah.
And it means a lot more.
It does.
Wow.
Okay. I wrote a story and burned the blueprint about Dad in his pre-dementia, post-retirement. So maybe there was a little dementia in there a little bit, but there were some moments where I, kind of what we're talking about, where, oh, I could cry just talking about it. I didn't mean to do this to cry, but where he felt forgotten by ministry. He spent his whole life, building, pouring into pastors. And then all of a sudden, when the truth is, when anyone retires, this is just the way society works. Shouldn't, but it is. He retires. Well, the phone stops ringing.
Yeah.
And the invitations slow down. And I just remembered this one season where I could just see how sad he was. That well, I followed the blueprint. Like I poured my whole. Not that he was looking for fulfillment from people. I know he was fulfilled by God, but still the human part of me was sad, recalling how he felt forgotten. And then, so what was so amazing about, as stretching financially as it's been for us to get this house, it was worth it for the year.
Yeah.
Because he, from everybody, from you to Bradley, to me, to Losiah, to the girls when they would come over, he was surrounded by, oh, I'm not forgotten anymore. And it gave him a sense of, in a weird way, it gave him a sense of maybe purpose.
And belonging and
belonging.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lot. I didn't mean to get into all that, but
yeah. But I feel that a lot of people in ministry, I don't know, they're very used to ministering to people, but they haven't learned to minister to the retirees. They feel that maybe that's a separate ministry, that they're not, that's not where they go.
Right.
But I remember I'm telling you about a particular pastor that was one of your dad's best friends. All of a sudden, I never heard from him. And I thought, what's wrong? I mean, when your dad had a heart attack, he was very upset at me for not letting him know that he had a heart attack. He said, he's like, Fermin is like a brother to me.
Yeah.
Don't you dare not telling me what's going on with him. So when he found out that he had dementia, he didn't know how to deal with it. Yeah. And I thought, what did I do? What did we do? Why isn't he calling to check on his brother?
Yeah.
You know? And then I bumped into him after Dad passed away, and he didn't know what to do when he saw me. I mean, he couldn't avoid me. And finally he came and said, I'm sorry, Carmen, I just did not know how to deal with Fermin and his dementia. And I said, well, I felt that like we had done something.
Sure. Yeah.
To you. And I hope more ministers, I think men in general, they don't know how to deal with dementia.
Yeah.
It scares them. They feel threatened, maybe, that they may get it. And or anybody with a terminal illness, they don't know how to deal with that person. That they, at one point, they were very close.
Yeah. So, okay, so It could be a minister. It could just be someone that loves Jesus. It could be whoever listening to this, and they're like, okay. I mean, because I still get them. The DMs I get every other day. Thank you so much for everything you posted about your dad and your mom and dementia. My dad has dementia. My mom has dementia. My brother, or people saying, what do I do? Like, what would you say to somebody that's listening that has a relative or a friend in your shoes that they're scared and they don't know what to do? What would you tell them to do?
Just call or visit, and you're not equipped, you're not trained to deal with a dementia, but they're your friends.
Yeah.
They're your relatives.
Yeah.
They're your loved ones. Just be there and say, hi, how are you doing? Do you have somebody that takes care of him for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Can I take you to lunch?
Yeah. So just be there.
Just be there.
You don't have to fix anything.
Right. Just be there for that person and talk about what you used to talk.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden it's like, you don't have to be weird now that this is happening in our life. Like, I'm still the same me.
Yeah.
We can still talk about, no, I think that's important because I do think that people they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. And when they don't know what to say, they disappear.
Right.
And it's like, no, you don't have to disappear. If you don't know what to say, just talk about the weather.
Yeah.
Just show yourself, Yeah. No, I think this is good. I think it's important. I think it's, I obviously am thinking more about, I'm like, I don't want to travel and speak the rest of my life. I want to retire one day. I'm kind of trying to live half retired right now. Take trips and fly fish and then catch up on work. And then, but then I just think, I know, and I wrote this in my next book, I know that there's another more talented, it was a little dramatic how I wrote it in the book, but I was like, there's another more talented, better video editor, can talk better, can write better, young 30-something-year-old whippersnapper that's going to come up and take over from me. They're going to take my followers. They're going to have their own Insta familia. They're going to, and so I wrote this big thing and I was like, I know I'm being dramatic, but still I know that at some point, just the eyeballs are going to go whoosh to the next one. So am I building a life to where when that happens, it's not if, when that happens, I'm fulfilled, and also continue to help people not do that and not forget. And, I'm not perfect at it. I try. I'm not perfect at it, but I try to come over here when I can. Like if it's a super busy day, like I'll pop in for 5 minutes, or if I can't, I've been over here two or three times today. Now I'm recording podcasts with you, but I'm using you. No, I'm just kidding. But still like it's so important to just, again, I always talk about be human, see humans, but sometimes the humans that feel the most invisible are the ones right in front of us, whether that be your kids because you're working so hard, whether it be your mom across the street because you're so busy, whether that be, whatever. I think you were very helpful in explaining that today. Anything else you'd like to say, Mom? No?
No.
Great. How did I cry and you didn't? Although the other day, I talked about this last week. I did call you and FaceTime you, and you're like, hey, and you're like, da, 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 walking around the kitchen and just having a grand old time. You're like in the best mood. And I was like, have you been crying? You're like, what? I was like, you've got streaks down your, and then I was from hours ago, and you're like, oh yeah, I was crying earlier, but I love you. Thanks for.
Your day's been gone 7 months.
7 months. Today?
Yesterday.
7 months yesterday. 7 months yesterday. Does it feel like 7 months or 7 days? Or 7 years? Or all of them?
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it feels like he's been gone for a long time.
Probably mixed in with even, because he's been gone for 7 months, but then he was kind of gone.
Yeah.
For a few years.
Yeah. I remember one time he was having a hard time standing up.
Yeah.
And I wanted a hug from him. And I say, hug me. And he was looking at me weird. And I said, I need a hug. And
Yeah.
he just stiffened up, and it's like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
And I realized I'm not going to get a hug ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, wow. Did you hug him, though?
I'm sorry?
Did you hug him in that moment?
I hugged him, yeah.
But he didn't know.
Didn't. It wasn't one of those moments that he said, wow, yeah, you're my wife. Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
No, it was more like, what is this lady trying
Was that
to do?
in this house or in the last house?
It was here, standing up in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt he was gone, but his body was still here.
Yeah. Well, that's what you said that last day.
Yeah.
You know, it's like afterwards you're like, but I loved his body.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
The other day you were scratched my head, and I think it probably triggered my head probably feels like Dad's head and probably smells like Dad's head, and it was like I miss doing that.
Rubbing,
because you would just stand behind that chair and just rub his.
He loved me rubbing his face, his forehead, his head, his nose.
Yeah.
He used to say, "Oh, it feels like you're lifting the world off my shoulders."
And even when he couldn't say that, you knew he still felt that.
Yes, I knew that's how he used to tell me.
Yeah.
And I could feel it when I would just rub his shoulders, his neck, his face, his head. He would just go, oh. But I said, that's life, but I don't know.
I mean, it's life, but that's not how God intended for life to be. That's not life. That's death.
Yeah.
That's not life. Is he experiencing life? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are we stuck over here?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this morning I was talking to him. I was saying, I don't know, I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're not missing me. I know you're not, and I'm so glad,
I don't know.
But
I think he's missing you.
I don't think you know what I'm doing or anything. Just, you're doing what you were created to do. You're worshiping God out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm telling you this, because I know you're not listening to me.
And that's where I think, just for me, because I was talking to Heather's dad when he was here a couple weeks ago, and he tells me how he talks to Bridget all the time, right? And I hear that, and then I hear you say that, and I don't care what theology degree you have. I don't care how many years of Bible college and seminary or doctorates you have. God is so gigantic. We try to put God in a box. Mm-hmm. We try to put him in our understanding. It's laughable. And so we don't know. Like we don't know. We just don't know. So why not talk to him? Like, especially if it comforts you, mm-hmm. And I told Dan that if it comforts him, and you don't know. What if there's a way that Dad is like, who knows? I think we'll all know at some point. So we'll all know if like what if Dad has like I thought about this once, because I've done the same thing. Actually, I told you that Dan told me that he was talking to Dad too. And I thought to myself, like, I wonder if they have like walkie-talkies on their hips in heaven where they're just like going on, so it's like, oh, hold on, guys. Carmen's she's talking to me again. Oh, okay, no, she's having a rough day. Okay. But I just wonder. Like I'm like, it's a new body. There's all these promises of what it's going to be like, and I'm like, if we really believe that, then we're only getting 1.0001% of what it's actually going to be. I don't know. It's pretty exciting to me. So talk to him all you want, Mom.
I do.
Good.
I do. I say, whoops, a picture fell. Lift it up. I'm sorry. Did he feel that? Ooh, you're stuck in between these pages too long.
Oh, man. That's awesome. Well, I love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for talking.
Thank you, Carmen de Maria Guzman Whittaker. Mom, I love you. I'm proud of you. And yeah, thanks guys for listening. You know, over on Instagram, I interviewed a man named Wayne at the beginning of a tour that I'm on right now currently last week. And I think it's going to give you some perspective on a lot of the stuff that my mom and I were talking about. So thanks for hanging out with us. I know this was a lot for a lot of you who have lost a parent to dementia, or have elderly family members, or even some of you that may be in your 70s, because I know that you're there, and you feel maybe a little unseen as well. This is me saying, I see you. I'm glad you're here. And we'll see you next week on another episode of the Carlos Whittaker Podcast.